Hey guys, before this video starts, I wanted to let you know about Army Men Strike, an amazing Army Men mobile game that takes tower defense aspects within your own house. I highly recommend you give it a download in the description below because it helps the channel out a lot and I genuinely have been enjoying my time playing this game. Alright, enjoy the video. The Blues and Tans had pushed the gray and purple lines farther north after their dominant victory the week before. They were able to steamroll through a solid chunk of land which the enemy armies tried to regroup and get a new foothold in. Eventually they did, and managed to stop the advance of McLear and Barr's army. But the damage had already been done. The gray and purple positions had been sufficiently weakened. This allowed McLear some time to focus on the fight in the south more. The red and green army was no longer camping together, instead they simply held their own lines in the war. McLear, seeing that their alliance was close to falling apart, decided to strike at the Greens now, while they were weakened. Not only that, but Tony had come into contact with a new Green resistance movement that had been doing small raids on Prime Minister Creed's forces. These were the Light Greens, who felt ostracized in the Green community. Tony sent a Tan representative to the resistance movement, and they agreed to aid the Tans in their attack of the Green lines. The Green rebels would fill out the Tan infantry lines as well as some lighter vehicles, while the Tans provided infantry and heavy tanks. Once all of the men were geared up and battle strategies explained to the troopers, the new allies prepared to roll out and take on their mutual enemy, the Greens. Hey guys, what's going on? Daily Tactics here, and we are back with another episode of Army Men Civil War. I believe this is episode 19. We are creeping up slowly on episode 20. Very exciting stuff. So either way, today we have the Light Green Rebels return. We remember before their leader Boomer was killed in a military insurrection at a military base, and that was pretty much the end of the rebellion for a while. The Greens had them fairly put down, and Creed was doing a good job of suppressing them. And now the Light Greens, who feel ostracized by the Dark Greens, have decided to join the Tans here in an epic battle against this city, which has obviously seen quite a bit of the war. It's burning. Perhaps some artillery and bombing runs were performed on this city, so that is why it's in its current state. But it is being held by the Dark Greens, who have just entrenched themselves. It's a very, very tough defense here. They have solid blockades all around. They've got some vehicles as well, these M8 Greyhounds, which are actually beasts. They look like nothing. They've got very little armor, but their turret on that bad boy is so good at taking out tanks. It can take out a Sherman, no problem, which is pretty impressive. So they got some of those, and then further back here they've got some M24 Chaffies dug in within this little hill ground area. Pretty protected. It can only get hit in the turret, and these things are pretty beasts too. They can easily take out Shermans, which is what the Tans have brought. So the Tans have brought some of your classic Shermans, and the Light Greens have brought some M20 Greyhounds, as well as some of these Willys Jeeps with their 50 cals on top. These 50 cals can just tear through enemies, which is pretty cool. So yeah, they're kind of sort of balancing each other out, playing to their strengths, the Tans with their vehicles and some infantry, and then the Light Green Resistance with their light vehicles and some infantry, of course, as well. So I think it'll be pretty cool. They're going to attack this city. Without further ado, let's get right on into it and press start here. Okay, so they're marching forward, and almost immediately, green fire from this bunker over here. They're just wasting no time in shooting at their enemy, and they're doing a pretty good job. Barely any of them getting suppressed. They're full out, just gunning at the Tans and Greens here. They've probably taken out a few of them. But we got the Tans advancing pretty far here. Looks like this Flame Trooper might use his arcs, or he might not. He might just sit there. Yeah, we're bringing the Flame Troopers onto the field again. I think it's sort of becoming a standard for the Tan military. But the Tans and Light Greens are just wiping out this early defensive line, wasting no time, just charging them, which is good to see. I mean, that's a weak defensive point, though, so it's a victory, but a small one at that. They didn't. The Greens probably didn't expect to hold it very well, you know. This next blockade, though, will be a different story, and it will be harder to take. Let's see how things are going on the left. Looks like the vehicles are just all charging the left here. One of the Shermans already... Whoa! Getting absolutely destroyed by this M8 Greyhound over here. I told you those things were absolutely brutal, but it is now getting heavily targeted by the Shermans, and it looks like it has been taken out. Not before it dealt some serious damage to a Sherman there. That thing is not getting resurrected. And these 50 cals are now barreling over to the right here, just trying to wipe out as many troopers as possible on the right for the dark greens. And some more Shermans are charging forward over here. I believe there is one more Greyhound somewhere. Oh no, the other M8 Greyhound is over here, and that thing got wiped out fairly early, but it did take out a good amount of infantry, it looks like. Oof, and this M24 Chaffee over here is doing some work, taking out some of the light green vehicles, as well as it looks like it's been targeting this Sherman. Ooh, pops another one way back there. We see a few rounds have bounced off this Sherman. The closer it gets, the more likely that thing will fall to this thing. I don't know, it might have turret damage. I see a little bit of blackening on there, so it might be down for the count. I can't tell. But it does have its boy back here backing it up as well, so perhaps these Shermans will fall. Although they are a bit better than the M24 Chafees. But they're getting pretty nailed. It's only a matter of time before one lucky shot takes it out, you know? Alright, let's go back here. As we can see, it's kind of turning into a tank graveyard back here. And the infantry is barreling through now. And the dark green lines are crumbling a good bit. But they are doing some pretty good resistance here. I'm seeing a lot of dead tan and light green bodies. For every dark green that goes down, it seems to be 2 or 3 tans and light green soldiers that go down as well. They're doing a lot of sort of epic last stands here. Each foot of ground is worth a lot here. It's very sort of Battle of Stalingrad-esque, I think. And we just see more and more dark greens back here firing, popping off, and trying to slow down this advance. Looks like this M20 over here might have lost its crew. Let's see what's going on over here. The Sherman has taken quite a few shots. Looks like some of its crew members have been shot out, in fact. And this M24 Chaffee is still alive. Is this thing dead? Oh, it's dead. Holy cow. All of its crew members are dead. So is that... this one's still alive, but it has taken substantial damage. Looks like its main gun might be damaged, and its track is also damaged. This one over here is still alive, but it's sort of hiding in the back a little bit. And then they've got a few more random lighter tanks over here. And we're going to enact our tank repair rule, where you can repair tanks if they are small repairs, you know, field repairs. And do we need to enact our defensive retreat rule? Oh, this defensive line actually seems to be doing fairly well. I don't want to disrupt it right now, and I think it would be in the better interest of the Dark Greens for them to actually stay there and keep on fighting, because they are getting some good kills here, and they are actually holding pretty well. A lot of these guys have grease guns, which is a good thing for this battle because it's so close range. They're going to want to be able to use those bad boys to the best of their ability. We have a huge green defensive line back here, which is going to be tough for the tans and light greens to take once they get to that point, because they've pretty much got almost no more vehicle support. And it will be tough. Looks like this Sherman is now on the move. It moved from over here back to over here. It's doing some weird movement patterns, but that's okay. And this M24 Chaffee is still firing at it, and this one back here is still fresh and ready to roll, with plenty of infantry to back it up, so the tanks can't really get too close. Is this one like dead now? No, it's still alive. It's just not repairing. Let's try and get some repairs on that, guys, if we can. Alright, and the swarm of light green and tan infantry that is advancing down the middle of the road here seems to be stalled out slightly, with lots of them getting gunned down by these guys back here. A few of these guys have some nice machine guns, as well as M1 Grand rifles, as we can see here. They're doing a pretty swell job of defending. Plenty of long-range weapons for them to use against these guys at long range, so, you know, works out. Alright. And they do seem to be barreling through these courtyards pretty nicely as well. And now the dark greens on this far right side are becoming engaged in the battle Also, pretty sweet. I don't know. I think this is actually a pretty cool battle. Tons of losses for both sides so far, so really whoever wins, it'll be pretty costly. It's more about the land than the soldier losses right now, I think. Alright, and yeah, the Tans and light green seem to be kind of in a rut, just sort of stuck in the middle over here. A few of their infantrymen are moving to the left slightly, but they're just getting gunned down by these guys over here. And their tanks just are not doing their job well. What happened to that other light, or sorry, Tan tank? Where did that one go? Is it over here? What the heck are you doing? Is it even firing at this thing? Can it fire at this thing? Yeah, just do that. Why aren't you... Oh, you killed it. Whoops. Alright, well that's good. Tan tanks are being very, very derpy as of late. And it looks like it is starting to fire its machine gun at this bunker here that this dark green soldier is inhabiting currently. Looks like his friend died. He's probably trying to get some revenge on these attackers. Alright, and the dark green lines have started to get a foothold here, and they are starting to really ramp up their defense and hold, you know, which is what you want to see from a defense like this. Is, you know, you can give a few yards if you've got a long enough defense, but eventually you have to solidify your hold and begin to actually, like, do damage to the enemy, and it seems like they are starting to do that. But there are still plenty of light green and tan troops to fight, and they're creeping forward, reinforcing the front lines here. These guys in the very front courtyard over here are probably not the happiest because they are under quite a bit of fire, and lots of them seem to be dying, and they don't seem to have a very good angle at shooting at these guys. But they still try. They're still good soldiers, doing their best. Alright. And this middle area has been weakened as one of their bunkers has been cleared out, but the Tans just don't seem to be pushing that as hard anymore. They're mainly focusing on the middle over here, which is a pretty big choke point, so I don't fully understand that decision, but, you know, they can do what they think is right. You know, it's their war. And what's the deal with, like, this thing? Is it damaged? Is it repairable? Like, what's... No, it's just not doing anything. Alright, well, maybe we should move it forward. And move these bad boys forward. Why aren't you repairing? That's the real question. This bad boy up here is actually charging forward. It has been tracked, though, by this M24 Chaffee in the very front, which is just lobbing shells its way. Let's see, is it going to take a shot? No, why? This tank is so derpy, it does not want to attack enemy tanks, which just seems bizarre. Either way, this M20 is in a great position to fire its 50 cal at these lads over here, but it does not want to, it seems. The Sherman's doing that job for it, apparently, though, which is good to see, and actually softening up this line considerably. But the troopers are still getting shot at from other directions, so you know, the light green and tan advance is still pretty halted. Although these guys are hugging the walls over here, which is a smart move, but they're still getting gunned down ever so slightly. Look at the amount of bodies back here. Wow, this dark green defense has been impressive. Alright, and the infantry is still getting engaged in little arms fire here and there. I think these two machine guns need to be taken out soon. I mean, this thing is... What is that reload animation on that M1 Garand? That was so weird. Huh. Alright. Yeah, these lads are just doing a great defense right now. But it does seem like this side has been almost entirely cleared out. And the Sherman is still just taking the fire. Look at all these bullet holes on its front armor. I'm surprised one of them hasn't pinned it yet. But it has cleared the way over here on the far left for the tan and light green forces to advance that way. Alright, what the heck? Why aren't, like, these things helping? Alright, let's try and get these M20s over here. Try and get them helping a little bit. Alright, repair this tank. And can you please, for the love of goodness, just shoot that thing? Like, Okay, how did that not kill it, actually? Kind of surprised that didn't kill it. When the AI is stupid, sometimes you just have to take over, take over, and of course it gets killed. Just that one shot, of course. Alright, let's get some troopers into this M20 here. Because it's not firing for some reason, which is just stupid. And try and get that bad boy out here. Oh my god, this thing got repaired. Oh my god. Oh my god. Finally. Alright, so why don't we advance that bad boy that way. And this M20, yep. Keep moving this way. Help out your infantry a little bit here, guys. And we seem to have actually quite a few soldiers just sort of chilling in the very, very back here. We're going to push them forward and force them to join the fight here. One guy's even at their spawn. What the heck? Alright, here comes the M20. Seems to have lost its soldier again. Come on, get a gunner in there. Let's see this thing in action. Or just, you know, you pop up. Oh, okay, it's gone. It's gone. But here comes the Sherman now. Barreling forward. That's it for the light greens vehicles. It is now up to this tan Sherman to pretty much go with the rest of this battle. Is this thing dead? It's not. It is not. It is slightly damaged though, but I think it's still got firing capabilities. Oh, this tan Sherman is trying to peg these guys back here. It's getting a few nicks, but for the most part it's not connecting because of that tank trap that's in the way. That's a very cool brick wall defense. I like that. Of course the greens aren't using it. Alright, and the infantry for the... Oh, is this thing still alive? Get some soldiers in there. I want to see these things like actually in action, but they just don't want to themselves, which I think is dumb. Alright, so we'll move that thing forward. Is it... How's it damaged? It says it's damaged. Maybe it's one of its wheels broke or something like that. Alright, here we go. The 50 cal is firing away now. Quite epically, if I might add. And it is barreling forward, as well as the Sherman here. Very nice to see. Let's see, the Sherman's just gonna knock down this building like a badass. Nope, it's gonna fully rotate. Never mind. Alright, and here comes the M20 backing in. I don't know why it's doing that. The gunner's 50 cal can rotate all the way around. There we go, now it's going forward, taking out some of this barbed wire, but it loses a soldier in the process. There goes its gunner. The Sherman is working on these infantry troopers ever so slightly as well. And the tan and light green soldiers in the back here are yet again stalled out and not really moving forward. Let's push them so they actually do some things here. Alright. Oh, this guy's still alive. He just got unconscious. Yeah, get back in that seat. Get back in that gunner seat, man. Alright, here comes the tan and light green infantry charging forward here. Attempting to get into this bunker, and they are successful. Hopefully they start using it to their advantage and fire a little bit. This guy is being weird though. Oh, we've actually got some green infantry right here. They came out of nowhere. I didn't even see these guys, and they are getting some nice side shots on these newly arrived tan and light greens. All right, what is up? Why is there still troopers way back here? What the heck? Bruh. Alright, and this M20, of course, just doesn't like to do its job. So we're going to have to move it forward yet again. Alright, there's still a few schmeckles of dark green infantry. And why don't we just position this thing to actually attack, instead of it just sitting back and doing some covering fire. Why aren't these guys moving forward? Are you stuck or something? I think they might be stuck. Come on. Out. Out. Get out of there. Yeah, I think they're just straight up stuck. So why don't we just delete the building? Haha. Oh my god. Funny how nature do that. Okay, move them forward. Alright, and here comes the Sherman. Boom. Nice. And the M20, of course. Get these gunners gunning. Oh yeah, just schmeckle these guys nicely. And there goes the M24 Chaffee over there. Was not able to resist the power of this Sherman. Alright, let's see what we can't do. Here comes the 50 cal. But the M20 gets taken out before it can do too much damage. Yeah, let's see what we can't do for these greens now. Alright, run this way, buddy. Run this way. Go ahead and search your dead vehicle here. Oh, no, it doesn't have any TNT in it. What about one of these boxes? Might. No, probably not. Search that dead Sherman then. That'll probably have TNT in it. Yeah, search that dead Sherman. Meanwhile, the other green infantry is going to retreat back to this line here. Alright, see if you can't find some TNT in that bad boy. If not, the Greyhounds do have bazookas in them, unless the mod has modified that. There's some TNT. Okay, man. Well, there's a lot more infantry there than I thought. Ooh, that Sherman just turned around and gave those guys the business. Alright, now you're gonna run this way. No, he got shot. Alright, there's two more green infantry right here. Let's just rush our tan and light green troopers this way. See what they can do. See what these dark green soldiers can do. They're just sort of hiding under cover right now, but they are getting grenaded. And they bounce up, only to get shot at. One of them goes down, the other one is getting shot at and dies. Alright, so a light green and tan victory here, albeit pretty Pyrrhic. They lost a lot of tanks and a lot of soldiers. They only have about 6 soldiers left standing and 1 Sherman, which is pretty badly damaged. Look at all these penetration marks. Crazy. Alright guys, but thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Come and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.